India's relations with China right now is going through a very difficult phase after Beijing violated border agreements, External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar said on Saturday, underlining that the state of the border will determine the state of the relationship. Mr. Jaishankar, addressing the Munich Security Conference 2022 panel discussion in Munich, said that there is a problem India is having with China. And the problem is that for 45 years there was peace, there was stable border management, there were no military casualties on the border from 1975, he said in response to a question from the host. That changed because we had agreements with China not to bring military forces to we call it the border, but it's line of actual control. And the Chinese violated those agreements, Mr. Jaishankar said. He said that the state of the border will determine the state of the relationship. That's natural. So obviously, relations with China right now are going through a very difficult phase, the foreign minister said, adding that India's relations with the West were quite decent even before June 2020. The eastern Ladakh border standoff between the Indian and Chinese militaries erupted following a violent clash in the Pangong Lake areas, and both sides gradually enhanced their deployment by rushing in tens of thousands of soldiers as well as heavy weaponry. The tension escalated following a deadly clash in the Galwan Valley on June 15, 2020. Mr. Jaishankar, who was in Melbourne last week, had said that the situation at the line of actual control has arisen due to the disregard of written agreements by China not to mass soldiers at the border, and noted that Beijing's actions have become an issue of legitimate concern for the entire international community. The situation at the LAC has arisen due to the disregard by China in 2020 of written agreements with India not to mass forces at the border, he said. So when a large country disregards written commitments, I think it's an issue of legitimate concern for the entire international community, he said in response to a question during a joint press conference with his Australian counterpart, Marai Spain. Mr. Jaishankar also participated in the panel discussion on the Indo-Pacific at the MSC, which is aimed at extensively deliberating on the escalating tension between the NATO countries and Russia over Ukraine. News Desk, Kaumudy Global.